Hey everyone, welcome to the Final Wager. I'm Keith Williams. Heard a lot of talk from people who are in the audience for these final matches that they're going to be quite exciting, and game one indeed lived up to that promise. Looking at the scores going to final, despite some big daily double wagers, we've got a really tight game. Andrew with 18,800, Amy with 14,600, Sam with 12,000. I was a little disappointed he didn't pull out that clue about in flagrante delicto, which is one of my favorite phrases. It's just delicious. Although, to be fair, I've never heard it outside of being caught in a sexually compromised situation. So maybe that threw him off, but couldn't think of anything better. We're actually gonna have a kind of interesting situation here. There's gonna be a lot of mind games potentially. So Amy doubles up. She's gonna have 29.2. So if Andrew wants to cover that, he's gonna have to wager 10,400. So I'll put 10,401 down here. If he's wrong with that wager, he's going to be left with 83.99. So to stay above that, Sam can wager up to 3,600. And Amy could wager up to 5,800. Okay, now what if Sam doubles up? Sam doubles up, he's going to have 24,000. Amy's going to have to wager about 10,000 to cover that, which is what she ended up wagering. But at that point, you might as well just go for everything, because if she's wrong, she's going to have 5,000-ish, and Andrew's not going to have that small a total unless he really screws up the wagering, which he's not going to do. I mean, a lot of times I say, well, sometimes people will mess up, but Andrew, he's not going to mess up. Although we'll see if that holds true. Pressure does weird things to people. If Andrew wants to stay above that 24,000 for whatever reason, he could wager, or if he wants to get above the 24,000, he could wager, what would that be, 5201. I mentioned that because there might be some mind games in that realm, but probably not. Now, what happens if Amy thinks that Sam's going to wager small? Let's start there. So Sam wagers this 3,600 amount. He's got 15.6. So to get above that, Amy would want to wager 1,001. And if she's wrong with that wager, I'm not going to get into that because Sam's going to want to wager to cover a 0 by Amy. So somewhere in this 2,601 to 3,600 range, I think, is his sweet spot. If for some reason he thinks that Amy's going to get a little coy, he could wager everything. I don't like that too much. I'll put it way down here just in case he wants to do that. Probably give it a... Can't remember what my old wagering colors were, but I think a orange, no, yellow. Yeah, not great, but not terrible. Maybe a light pink. Is there anything else here? Yeah, Amy on the downside with Sam here. She won't want to wager up to 5,800. She'll want to wager to stay above him, so at most 2,600. And then this 14,600 becomes even more plausible if she thinks both Sam and Andrew are going to get cute. Like Sam's going to wager small, which is right. But Andrew could wager, what is this going to be, 2,600 on the upside. It's going to be 17.2. So Andrew could wager 15.99. I don't recommend that. I mean, Andrew's a great player, and I know he's going to be confident in himself going into Final Jeopardy. And as it turns out, he went for it. Sam don't really like the 0 wager just because it doesn't cover a 0 by Amy, which is a plausible thing. Even 1,001, it's not going to cover. So I don't really like the 0. I do like somewhere in this 2,601 to 3,600 range. Yeah, the more I think about it now, the more I like Amy's 14.6 because Andrew is capable of pulling a small wager like a 15.99 or a 0, which I wouldn't do just for the reasons I always mention. 0 wagers are almost never good. Yeah, so Andrew, congratulations, great game. I had totally forgotten this was going to be a rematch, but I'm excited to have at least 2 more games with this trio here. And I look forward to dissecting many more right here on the Final Wager.